An impressive gathering of different elephant families. You may not know where they are going at the moment, but the idea, I think, is to go down into the swamp. And again, one of the ladies here has some strange looking tusks. One slightly curved and the other goes straight to the ground. There seems to be one bull there who is moving in between the herds, and as we usually observe, he's checking out if any of the females is in heat. Then if this is the case, he may stay here longer, but usually the bulls move from one group to another, looking for receptive females. So some of the elephants in this group are now on the move, led by the bull there, the one big bull that we have in this group. So the others, I think, will just slowly follow him past the big acacia tortilis tree.
Check out the other females. Nobody who's interested in.
So the movement starts again, but very, very slowly. And there's the lady with the strange tusks coming from behind the bush on the left. And as the elephants move along, there will always be joy riders, the cattle egrets, in their never-ending search for food. He's landing onto the next one. Now, knowing that we've already had breakfast, these pigs should not be worried. They are simply bacon on the run, and as usual, the tail is up. Africa antenna, as we call them again. Kenya Express is the other name. There they go. Now they're causing everybody to panic, thinking that perhaps there is real great danger. But these are only panicky pigs. So here comes another nice family. Coming from the mountains and walking to the obvious place, the swamp. So here comes the family again, this time very close to the road and on their way to the marsh. There goes the first one, the bigger ladies. And as usual, the egrets following along. So nobody wants to be alone in these fields, so a lone ranger like our friend here will always want to rejoin the group, link up with the main group, which is to the right hand side of the picture, right there, and then they can move on together in unison and with a feeling of security. Further down the field there is another group of zebra coming in, and I think our friends here want to link up with that group over there. And now turning to the right side and moving in the same general direction. Just by the side of the road we have a black-headed heron standing there very, very still, as if waiting for something. They usually freeze if there's something coming approach. They freeze and then make their move and get their prize. This is interesting. As we were driving around in the V area just outside Oltukai, we come across this seemingly dead elephant. And then we have come to realize that this guy is not dead, he's just sleeping. We've just seen a movement of his trunk. He's not dead, he's fast asleep. Sometimes this is required, especially when the guy has not slept for days. This may be the result. There goes, our guy wakes up. So he was not dead after all. Now he has to do some stretching. I may want to see how he does it. Let's see. He's still a bit sleepy. We are here in the vicinity of Oltukai Lodge, just on the outside, and here we have a wide array of animals. We have this drinking zebra. At least they've just had their drink and now most of them are leaving. Going to continue with grazing. On the other side we have a group of buffalo as well. Buffalo must drink every day. This is what nature demands of them, otherwise they will quickly dehydrate. And just here in front of the buffalo we have an injured zebra. This guy wanted to have a drink, but he looked around and nobody was with him at the water point, so he just had one sip and walked away. A lone canoe among zebra. Now he starts calling out to his friends. I think he feels lonely now. Now he's starting to get dramatic as another wildebeest comes onto him. The new guy here on the right side is protecting his territory, so he's trying his best to keep this guy, our friend here, away from his group of family, and he succeeded. And here is our group of zebra. Just after having a drink, they continue now grazing. And later on, I think they may join the main group, which is just ahead of them. So this is our group, and over to the left side, just in front of the Oltukai forest, we have the main group. Widely spread across the fields. As is very known in Amboseli, we have a wide variety of water birds. This is one of the blacksmiths. It's one of the plovers. This is where the blacksmith plover works. On the edges of the swamp, this is where he does his hunting. We have yet another family of crowned cranes. This time we have 3 chicks. Remember the one we had the other day had only 1 chick. So this family has had more luck than the other. Remember, the chicks must stay as close as possible to the parents for their own security. There they go into the higher grass. Next we have a pair of blacksmith plover waiting for the sunshine. It's a bit cloudy today, so everybody is waiting for that warm moment when the sun comes out. So we are in luck today. We have just come across one of the big tuskers. This is in the same area, not far from Tokai, in the V area. He is walking slowly toward the swamp. There we have the elephant research car. Oli nyamoyo. For a moment he gave us a little scare, looked right into the car and then walked by. Amazing. So what we will do is we will keep monitoring his movements and the remaining time. As he majestically moves into the bushes around the swamp. I think he may have found something interesting over there. Remember the guy who was fast asleep on the other side of the road? He has just risen up and come onto the road, and now he pretends to be one of the cars, one of the major four-wheel drives here. He's a four-wheel drive, yes, but he's not a car. He's not a Land Cruiser. So he is in our way as we go about tracking Tolstoy. On our right, this guy is on our way. So if he comes very close, I think he will just have to excuse ourselves and give him way, his right of way. Remember, we are the visitors here, so these animals have right of way. And when such two big elephants stand so still at the same time, probably they can see each other, I don't know. But is there some kind of communication going on between them? Remember, we have already learned that elephants can communicate over long distances via frequencies that are either too high or too low for our ears to catch. So something may be going on that we don't know. Now, despite having his tusks much shorter than Tolstoy's, this guy is also impressive in size. He's a huge male. So here we have the Lala Salama guy. As the accumulation of clouds continues on top of Mount Kilimanjaro, this is what we have now. A kind of tornado which is just fading away there. But it's now become very, very cloudy on the mountain. Dark rain clouds. So when you have such big crowds, such big groups of zebra, there is no lack of action. There is a confrontation between these two, and only they know what it is about. But one moves on in tandem with the rest of the herd. So they're all moving in the same direction towards Oltukai Lodge, where I've just realized that the water has changed its course and it's now much, much closer to the road. So they don't have, for their drink, they don't have to go very deep into the swamp. And the zebra confrontations continue. The idea is to bite your enemy's legs so you immobilize them. But they are very clever. Whenever I want to bite your leg, you quickly go down and hide your legs. So it's not easy to do it. However much one tries. And there's one pig who is doing his own tracking there. He cannot find his friends, so he just has to look around and maybe he will be lucky. These guys may not be friendly after all. Maybe he was just curious about Tolstoy, but now when he sees the big tusks, he's running away like a scared goat. We also realize that Mr. Sleepy Guy is in must, looking at the area between his eye and his ear. This is the must area. So he could be a bit aggressive or nervous. I also realized that Tolstoy is also in must, so this must be a really exciting time for the elephants. So just before the rains come back, we should expect increased mating sessions between the elephants in preparation for a new generation. So there is Mr. Sleepy Guy walking into the dark. It's not yet evening, but in the picture we clearly see that it's raining on the mountain. Kilimanjaro is currently behind the deeply dark clouds. So this time round, Tolstoy has a guide or a rider. There's an egret on his back as he goes through the bushes. And Mr. Sleepy Guy here can only breathe a sigh of relief. It was very clear that he faced real danger when meeting Tolstoy. You cannot obviously compare the sizes of the tusks. He would stand no chance against Tolstoy. This even as the zebra and wildebeest continue moving to the waterhole. It looks almost like a small migration of sorts. Because as we all know, towards midday, anytime from 10 o'clock, between 10 o'clock and midday, this is when the animals come for their drink. And normally it's because the sun is at this time very hot for everybody. Again, we have Tolstoy now walking back towards the swamp, and I can see also across the fields Mr. Sleepy Guy is also walking in the same direction towards the swamp. So the two guys are once more on a collision course, both heading toward each other. So again, as they met before, the Sleepy Guy is running back away from Tolstoy. Tolstoy may be having or trying to have a conversation, but the guy is too scared. The reality is that both of them may be looking for company and moving toward each other, but when this fellow sees the big tusks, then he gets a bit scared and keeps his distance. Now a small family has come out of the swamp, and Tolstoy has company. So this heron is up to something that we are not very sure of. I think he must have seen something edible, something that's alive, and now he's buying time and waiting. As we said, there is always some action where we have wildebeest, and this is what we are watching here. Running battles, as we say. Running battles between the males, because the dominant guys with the harems does not want any other male in the vicinity. So this guy tries to come into the group, but is always being chased away, chased off. He has to go. As we say, it is not easy being the king. There's much to be done. So part of the family had strayed from the group, and now the gentleman wants to take them back to the bigger herd. They have to be together, so he puts in the effort to try and recollect them. So here we go again. Our elephants are once more on the move. And as usually, elephants know each other very well. But as we have already seen, he is a friendly guy. But now he's a bit more curious about these ladies. And well, they are a bit more nervous about him now than curious. We have another bull alongside to his right side. I think it's another bull that is also seeking the attention of the ladies. Remember, in this case, there isn't too much talking. All that the boys have to do is maintain their presence, stay as close as possible to the ladies, and with time they will breed a familiarity, then they will be accepted. So time is very, very important in these matters. Despite the weather being relatively cloudy, there is no strong wind, so the air is just comfortable for everybody. He respects his age and he also respects his status. So despite having such huge tusks, these are not designed for war, but rather as a symbol of peace and leadership. Now, we have also this female with young there, a cross tusk female, whose tusks are also impressive. Despite crossing each other, I think they are amazingly and interestingly long. Could she be the mother to a future big tusker? Or could she herself be a future big tusker? But still they are very, very nervous in his presence. Well, anyone would be nervous. Anyone will be nervous in front of such impressive tusks. You never know what the owner of the tusks may be having in his mind, so just be careful. tiga. So here is our good friend once more. And I think he's having a brief moment of rest. The lady is a little bit nervous, but everything should be okay. So the other guy tugs along. He is bound to be a big tusker as well in future. So as they walk along, they have short moments of stopping and grazing some nice patches of grass. Once again he finds an interesting spot. It could be a bit of salt in the ground, so he blows some of it onto his body and the rest he puts in his mouth. That's it. We have a visitor, and the name of an egret. So he's once again on the move after a short moment of dusting. He finds more dust there, goes past, and I wonder where he's moving to. My suspect number one would be to a place of water, a place with fresh drinking water. So we have the elephants right before us, and behind the elephants on the other side we have the swamp, the Oltukai swamp. And there is a commotion. The other bull, the younger bull, is running after the female. So Tolstoy intervenes. He doesn't want nonsense from this younger bull. He has to leave now. He has to go. If he misbehaves, he will have to leave the group. So I think perhaps one of the ladies is in heat, and that's what the young fellow was after. So this is the young guy who was attempting to rearrange the table. Very daring. But so the adventure begins once more. The old guy is an old hand in this mating game. You don't have to You don't rush things. And if necessary, you have to do some poetry reciting, sing a song, and make everybody happy. Then you will be accepted. But no running games. We have the mother, we have the young one, and we have at number 4 position another young boy, not so young anymore. And at the very end of the line we have this game changer, if we can call him so. This is the game changer. So he will keep following until he gets his time or his moment, if it comes. To have a short break after a long walk of about 100 meters. He will require a break every now and then. So they come to the water, but it is upon him to choose exactly where they want to have their drink. It is very clear that the lady is carefully observing, wanting to follow in line. He is not pushy, he just displays his dominance and that's it. Passive dominance. So here we have mother and child. I just wonder what's on his mind, what he's thinking about. Probably thinking about his joyful moments, or maybe thinking about all the troubles in the world. But he doesn't seem worried. Would be perhaps a little thirsty. And the lady, just like me, is showing some concern, moving closer and perhaps wanting to know what the matter is. Why are we not moving anymore? Please tell us. He scratches his ear, thinking about it, and tells them, let's move on. It's nothing much. And it is clear. The message sinks in and they all move along with him. So we could say they may have already had their drink. They don't seem to want to drink this time. So they come along nicely. So they are headed straight to Amboseli Lodge. They may have booked some rooms there because currently, there are not many guests, so they have space for everybody, including our friend Tolstoy and family. So there is a Oltukai forest, and they are right on time. Well, it's a late arrival because they should have been at Oltukai for lunch already. So this is a late arrival. So as we look at the swimming pool area of the Oltukai Lodge, it seems like the check-in is going to be done through the fence. But they should remember it's an electrified fence, so it's not the best way to the reception. They'll have to go around the other way. But maybe they can smell the coffee, the afternoon coffee just before the game drive, and they decide it's better to take the shortcut, the fence way. So here we have the two bulls, one behind the other, Tolstoy in front, and the game changer, we call him, tagging behind, carefully and very cautiously, in case Tolstoy turns around and decides to act. Tolstoy wondering where the lady is moving to. The young boy on the right side now acting very cautiously as well. He's not much trouble for Tolstoy, but the gentleman walking behind, shall we say the gentle elephant walking behind, is a troublemaker. So Tolstoy seems to agree with the lady that to the right is the best option.
kirja, Tolstoy. Rakena.
So they go deep, again farther to the right. I think they have changed their options. Let's have a check-in for tomorrow, not today. So they move on further to the right towards the swamp. So surprisingly, they are moving into the swamp, which was not easy to anticipate because all along they have stayed out of the water. But the question is, if Tolstoy will manage to go into the swamp, deep into the swamp. Remember, he has these long tusks, which I think may be a trouble or a burden in such marshy areas. Let's see. This time again, Tolstoy leading the way. So depending on how they go, we may have to move around to the other side of the swamp, because it's now very, very far away from the road, very far from where we are. Here we have two buffaloes, two seemingly old buffaloes lazing in the grass at the waterfront. There is so much water now in Amboseli. You would think you are in a place like Nakuru or some specific areas around Lake Naivasha, but this is Amboseli. Here they are at a close range, chewing their gum. It's a long time since I last had chewing gum in my mouth. There is the temptation to go and ask for one from the buffaloes. I wonder if they have any spare chewing gum. But the thing is that these buffaloes are chewing the cud. They regurgitate the food in the stomach and chew it once more for a smoother, final result. And a lovely pelican sailing along in the water. I'm sure there are many more in the water, but this one is closer to the shore. So he's the one who gets all the limelight. There they are. I think there's more on the opposite bank, on the other bank of the water, which is a long way even for our good zoom. So we'll have to leave it at that and enjoy the movement of the one we have right in front of us. Moving along like a sailing boat. This is the area at the roundabout near the Elephant Research Center. The area we call Mekindo. This is how you usually come and then exit from the other side on the left here. And behind the camera we have an area that usually is a marshy area, but is currently filled with water. This is the area I'm talking about. Usually not so wet, but at the moment we have a small lake forming between the palms. But we already have some inhabitants, some animals that have found a new home here. So it is now very clear that Amboseli National Park is being reshaped, especially by the behavior of the water, which is forming new territories. You find that some areas are drying up and then others are taking in the water. So it's a different situation from what it was before, from how we've known it for a long time. So here we have a little bit of the palm forest. The palms, also known as Oltukai in the Maasai language, that's the local language, Oltukai. That is the trouble section where you have a little difficulty passing. But moving over to the left now, we see the Mikindo or the palm forest from where we've come. Kilimanjaro in the background. And then circling around to the Old Tukai forest. Here we have crowned cranes drinking. This is very rarely observed. We usually see them moving about in the grasses, but one that is drinking, a very rare sight. A flamingo comes along. So as one partner drinks there, the other partner is doing the same a few meters away on the right side. So this must be the last drink of the day. And then they will retire to their sleeping quarters until tomorrow. We have a small impala harem there with a wildebeest running through, and I think I can locate the male on the right side of the group. Behind the impalas we have the Serena forest. That's where the Serena Lodge is situated. Oh, something startled them. They got a bit scared. I wonder what it could have been. I guess nothing much, because most of them are back to grazing, so it wasn't a big problem. Good morning and welcome back to Amboseli National Park. We are on a long adventure today, another full day safari, and our first candidate is a pair of giraffes, two younger looking giraffes. They were looking forward to crossing the road from the mountainside to the swamp side, but unfortunately we have interrupted their movement. So this guy is walking to the left and maybe to try and walk around the car and then across the road. That's what they normally do. A beautiful pair of giraffes nevertheless. This is the Maasai giraffe, which we find south of the equator. I think they have totally abandoned their mission of crossing the road and are rushing back into the trees there. They move on, still very cautiously, and from their size you would think they are a bit younger and therefore not very experienced in handling encounters with cars or humans. They still want to keep their distance from us, in total contrast to what a mature bull would do. Stands by the roadside, you watch him, he watches you, and then moves on slowly. He's not so afraid. On the first Loldari road from Kimana Gate, we come across this secretary bird. Or as we call him, the letter writer. His partner is coming also from the right side of the road, somewhere in the distance. So he moved on slowly, looking very sharply at the ground, and he spends most time on the ground looking for small insects, grasshoppers, and sometimes frogs and snakes if he can find any. This is the guy who puts on half the trouser. He has a half trouser. His trousers go only as far as the knee. There's the other guy walking alongside him. It's a well-coordinated move, synchronized to move in one common direction, so that obviously they don't lose sight of each other. So next, as we drive along, we come across this nice family. The mother on the left side enjoying a bit of dusting or dust bath. On the right side, some are browsing. This is an area with nice dry grass and perhaps a bit of salt in the ground, so it's perfect. So that the diet becomes then salted veggies, salted vegetables. We have here a family of grunt gazelles in the morning sun in the high grasses of Amboseli, and as usual they were just by the roadside, and then when we come by they get nervous and move away. That's a safer place for them, so they think, and they relax. Behind them we have several zebra, plains zebra. 1, 2, 3. A bit shy. They don't want to show their faces, but give them time, we will have them in full view. This is one guy who is not having a very good time here in the grasslands. A single male grunt gazelle. Yes, single because he has no company at all, no wives, no brothers to stick around with. He's all alone. And from that we can safely assume that he lost a battle. He was once a king, lost a battle for the wives, and all his ladies were taken by a younger, stronger male. who defeated him in the battle. So it is known that he will live alone like this for the rest of his life. It could be a long calming life or a short calming life. This is because when he is so alone, then he is more in danger than when they are in a crowd or a group. So most of his time is kept looking around, looking out for danger. So in our presence, he might feel a little bit comfortable. There he moves around looking for something to chew on. I think he has found something. There is always something out here. But the one magnificent thing are his horns. Meticulously designed to look so good. Now looking around. And from our angle it looks relatively safe. No hunter coming. This is a kind of public park for the wildebeest. This is where they have all decided to relax in one small group. While in the background we see an acacia tree, a tortillis, under which stands a lone elephant. So these are all the members of the relaxation group, with more elephants behind. And looking over to the left side, we have more elephants coming in. And the wildebeest don't seem to know exactly what to do with their time today, so the best thing for now is to relax, have a quiet moment. Well, not so quiet, since there's one bull who is making noise. There goes one of the local pigs, Kenya Express, Africa Antenna, or even bacon on the run. This is at the spring area of the marsh or of the swamp waters on the main road towards Oltukai Lodge and Serena side. And let's see what happens when he meets up with the wildebeest. Do they know each other? Maybe not. Not even a glance. So it seems we are going to have a bit of action here, because here comes another wildebeest, very, very highly motivated. I don't know by what. Two of them actually. And our friend here is wondering who these are. So one has to leave the area. These are most likely two males, with one of them guarding his territory. So here we have some zebra that are thinking of going down to the water, probably to have an early drink, but they are very nervous. They've turned back. They don't have the courage to go down there and get their water, because they know that those are hunting grounds for lions. A lion could be laying in wait, setting up an ambush. So usually before they go down, they come on the edge of the river, listen around, look into the bushes until they feel it is safe to go. But this time round, they've decided we may try again later, so they go back into the fields or want to try another different place. We have these two that have separated from the other group. This one looking in the direction of water. Yes, he's moving. And maybe his friend will follow. He's made up his mind. I will not go without having a drink. Well, they're still nervous, now that it's only the two of them. Very, very nervous about approaching the water. One turns back, maybe to go lick some dust there. But the guy on the right is still looking towards the water point. Here is another male from the Grand Gazelle. enjoying the sunshine, because today it's much better than it was yesterday. Yesterday we had longer periods of cloud cover, but today is a little bit better. It's warm. There's his friend. That's where he was walking to, or running to in this case. And more of them are out there on the edges of the swamp. We come across a male impala with his obviously magnificent horns. This is probably a loser as well. He's all alone amongst other animals, other species of animals. But noticeably he's looking very, very intently to his right side, as if he might have seen something that is of concern, especially something that is dangerous. So we are going to investigate. He can be a very good indicator to the presence of a cat, a predator. So stay alert, be careful. We want to see you again later in the day. Use your ears well, use your eyes well. Look around as much as you can. Listen backwards and forth. And don't lose your guard. Our friend the impala is still looking around, well positioned on a former termite hill, so he can have a good view of the surrounding area. What's interesting is that nobody else seems to have the concern he has for security. All others are relaxed and moving about freely, but he remains fixed in one direction. He fixes his eye in one direction, which is very indicative that something may be wrong, or he senses that something is wrong in that area. So here we are again, and from the impala we have just moved about 100 meters from where the impala was standing, and looking around the grasslands, not much to see except the usual wildebeest and zebra running around, going towards the water. But then again, on having a closer look, you will notice that things are not as quiet as they seem, because right there in the grass in the middle of the picture is an ear. This is a lioness laying down in wait for something like a well-fed gnu. At the top of the picture, I'm quite sure that this wildebeest has already seen the lions. He knows where the lions are, and he's not talking, he's just looking and not telling the others. So we have noticed that there are currently 2 lionesses hiding in the grass, but there could be more. So let's wait and see what happens. She has raised her head a little bit higher, so you can see her now. While the food is running around in all areas with no idea that dinner is about to be served. Lunch is about to be served, sorry. But this one guy knows very well that we have lions here. And is doing what he shouldn't do. He's turning his back to the lions. That's a grave mistake. He's starting to forget that there are lions, and there he goes, browsing or grazing. He's gone down on his belly and wants to have a short nap, maybe. Another grave mistake. But the good thing for him is that you have other eyes in the area, and he's probably a bit safer when others are around. Good morning, crowned cranes. This is yet another family of crowned cranes, this time with much bigger chicks. And it's not just him and the family. It's getting crowded this morning, and as we saw yesterday, there is this lady in heat. So we have more bulls coming in, and there could be some drama. There is a bit of pushing and shoving because each of the bulls wants to have the mating rights. So here goes. These are the 2 guys with beef against each other. You remember the smaller bull from yesterday, the one who tried to run after the lady, but Tolstoy intervened? That's the guy here. So he has a bit of freedom, unlike the rest. So the others may be a bit jealous of him. So here come again the 2 guys with the matters to sort out. So in addition to the young mother with a baby from yesterday, we have an additional mother also with a baby. And you ask yourself, why are they both here? Why are they both coming to Tolstoy? It is now clear that they are seeking protection from Tolstoy because of the harassment of the other bulls. You notice that the babies are quite young, and when there is all this commotion, then something bad could happen to the babies. So Tolstoy comes in very, very handy as far as protection is concerned. There's one of the ladies. So poor babies have nothing to do about the situation. They can just only wait and seek protection from their mothers and Mr. Tolstoy. So here comes another moment of confrontation.
That's why you're getting so fussy with each other.
Okay. One that's behind the mother looks like the biggest one.
Zilikuwa hivyo. Unaona vile zimejigawa vile? Zilikuwa hivyo. Ile ni kubwa sana. Kozi kila ni kitu kimoja.
So this is a direct confrontation, but they don't yet want to go for each other's neck since Tolstoy is very, very close. You have previously seen that when they start the fight, Tolstoy moves in very quickly and disrupts everything. He's always looking towards Tolstoy.
Yeah. So these that are going out to the left, they've decided not to fight. Uh-huh.
There is the protector.
You can pull it off.
So you have each of the two mothers with their babies, and King holding ground for them. So he has something up his sleeve. He's moving out, and you can see how they follow him. Wow. He moves, they all move with him. So every male here has sworn by his ancestors that he will be the one mating with the ladies. Breaking into a run, obviously. Everybody positioning themselves at strategic positions. This guy is obviously quite big for the little one on the left. So there's no chance. So here moves again one of the ladies away from Tolstoy, but she shouldn't go too far. So Tolstoy is making another move, and the ladies with their young have to follow. They have to stay close by him. Now he's the one doing the testing. So such closeness is too much for the guy on the right, and he decides to go around looking for another angle to approach. This is one of the other guys who doesn't want to go anywhere near Tolstoy. It could mean losing his life. He doesn't want to risk that. But now he makes up his mind, approaches. And the thing is that there was someone approaching him from behind. Bad idea, so he takes off. So in the meantime, the youngsters can only wait for the outcome. This could take a lot of time because nobody wants to leave the area. Nobody wants to go in too close. It's a kind of stalemate. This is going to be a long day for the young baby elephants. I dare say it's going to be a long day for all the elephants here because nobody can afford to relax. Not Tolstoy himself, not the ladies with their young, and definitely not the other big bulls. In the meantime, one of the young ones decides it's time for a drink. And perhaps due to all this commotion, he may not have had his early morning drink, so he takes a chance. So here we are, and the bulls are still sizing each other up. So there is now a general movement to the swamp. So maybe it's time to eat again. So now it's time for a drink. So our friend now wants to have a moment with the lady now that Tolstoy is deep in the water. Run for your life if Tolstoy turns around. You can see how he cleverly makes sure that he is behind Tolstoy and not anywhere in front of him.
Hot water, was it? Oh.